Hi, okay, so the videos that you are about to see, I filmed, they were some of the first videos I ever filmed on my old channel back when I was baby YouTuber and I didn't know the first thing about filming, editing. I never got any feedback at that point, that early on, that music, background music in tutorials was not the most desired thing. So there is music in these, and I do apologize in advance for that. If you are meeting me for the first time, if you're new to my channel, please do not take this as a first impression of what I put out. This is way back when, beginner tutorials for me. I didn't know anything about filming. I implore you, if you're new to my channel, to please check out my latest videos and you'll see how far I've come along. Music is gone, the editing is better, but could always be improved. My verbal pacing is better. In these videos, you will see frustrating verbal pacing. There is frustrating music. I don't show in detail nearly as well as I do now. I did not have the camera zoomed in close enough. So these tutorials, these videos do come with issues. So they're going to appeal to the most patient. If you have no patience for any of that, I do apologize. Please do not take this as a first impression of what my channel has to offer. Check out some of my other videos and you'll see I've improved. I've come so far, but that was a very, very long time ago that I made these. I did not refilm the gloves because I simply just don't have the time. I am putting out videos every other day or every 2 days or every 3 days. It's a lot of work. It's a lot of yarn testing for old patterns with discontinued yarns and figuring out the right yarn. I have to make everything 2, 3, 4 times before I find the right yarn, before I can even start filming. And then I've got kids, dog, husband, life is in between, doctor's appointments, grocery stores, all kinds of things. So I simply do not have the time to refilm these butterfly gloves. And I can't thank you enough for your patience with me on these videos. They just are rough, in my opinion. And if you have no patience for these kind of videos, I am so sorry. Please don't come at me in the comments because I am aware that they are rough. Okay, please enjoy the videos. Bye. Hello friends. Okay, I'm super excited to bring this to you. And I fell in love with the very first picture, the very first pattern right from opening the cover right here. How absolutely, I have to be careful because this is a little bit torn, how absolutely lovely and beautiful and delicate and feminine. I love everything about these gloves and the butterfly appliques on the hat. Love, love, love. Fortunately, I have already got all of the materials needed for this. It called for number 30 crochet thread, which I have I have 1,000 yards. I have 2 of these. So I already have that. Oh, hook size number 10, which I have hook number 10. It is 0.75, and I am using a number 30 thread. Okay, they do have sizes for small, medium, and large. I'm going to do the medium because I don't think my hands are large, but I don't think they're small. So I'm going to do medium. And they want you to chain 4 to form a ring. Up here they finish telling you that part, to form a ring. I'm going to do a magic circle though. So chain 4, and then I believe we work, let's see here, join with a slip stitch. It doesn't say to chain 3. So what I'm going to do is chain 2 and just use it as a filler, and I'm going to work 12 double crochet into the ring. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna start with a magic circle. This is literally the smallest hook I have officially ever used. I bought a whole set of these. Okay, I'm gonna chain 2 just to get me going. Tighten up that ring a little. and start working. For me, for medium, it's 12 double crochet. For small, it's 11, and for large, it's 13. Here we go. And I'm not counting. I think that's 3. Yeah, that's 3. Okay, I'm gonna come back whenever I have 12 worked in the ring. This will be easier for me to do with my hands in front of me on my lap than stretched out underneath the camera. Just because this is such tiny, such tiny work here. Okay, I'll be back whenever I have 12 in the ring. Okay, I've got my 12 double crochet into the ring. I went ahead and joined with a slip stitch to the top of the first double crochet. Now it says to, well, before I go any further, let me see if I can tighten this up a little bit. Yeah, that tightened up a little bit. There we go. All right. Okay. I'll lose my hook. Now it says to chain 4 and double crochet in the next double crochet. Chain 1, repeat from here all the way around, join the last chain 1 to the third chain of your chain 4. Then we'll start round 3. Okay. There we go. 1, 2, 3, and 4, and we work a double crochet in the next stitch over, chain 1, and work a double crochet in every stitch around. Okay, I'll come back whenever I am ready to slip stitch into the third chain of the starting chain 4 over here. Oops. There we go. That's what I have so far. Okay, now I am ready to end this round. I'm going to chain 1 and slip stitch into the third chain of the starting chain 4. So here we go, 1, 2, and 3. Oop. There we go. Slip stitching is always a little difficult. It's already trying to form a cone, by the way. It's already forming a cap, like a fingertip. Okay, what do we do next? Round 3, slip stitch in next space, chain 4, and double crochet in next space, chain 1, repeat, and then join. Repeat round 3 until, if you're doing small, do it for 12 more rounds, or 12 rounds are done. If you're doing medium like I am, it'll be until you've completed 13 rounds, or 14 rounds if you're working large. Said a completed join and break off. I guess that means cut. So we're just making one independent finger at a time. I suppose I should actually show you the work before I just jump off. So it says to slip stitch into the next space over. So that's what I'm gonna do. Slip stitch. Slip stitching is always tricky with this little yarn and these little hooks for me. Okay, then it says to chain 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. And then double crochet into the next space. There we go. Actually make a double crochet. Chain 1, double crochet into the next space over. Chain 1, double crochet into the next space over. Do that all the way around. And I'm guessing when we get back to the beginning, ooh, don't want to lose my stitch. There we go. I'm guessing that when we get back to the beginning, we're going to just slip stitch into the third chain up and then slip stitch back over into the space again. That's the only thing I can think of, is to just every time we end a round, we're going to start it with a slip stitch over into the first space and then carry on. So that's what I'm going to do, and hopefully it's correct. Okay, so I've come to the end of the round, and I'm just going to pop this through because I feel like this is going to be easier to work if it's coming out this way. So just to show you how I'm going to do this, if you are wanting to crochet along with me. Okay, I've already chained one over here, and I'm going to 1, 2, 3. I'm going to slip stitch into the third chain, that chain 4. There we go. And now I'm going to slip stitch into the first space over and chain 4 and do it again. There we go. And this is what I'm going to do until I have a total of 13 rounds. See you guys whenever I have this all done. Okay, I just wanted to check in with you. I'm not fully done with the first finger, but I think I'm gonna have to do my first rip apart. Because, you know, women were most likely smaller in 1951 than they typically are today, because this is a medium, and it really barely fits over the tip of my finger. There's no way it's gonna get over the meat. That is stretched to the max. I don't know, is it supposed to be that tight? Maybe it is. Maybe do I keep going? I don't know that I'm gonna get it over my knuckle and the thickest part. Okay, you know what? I'm gonna keep going and see what happens. I just wanted to check in with you, and I tried it on, and she's a little snug. I know gloves are supposed to be snug, but I'm concerned that as snug as it is getting over this smaller knuckle, how is it going to be? All right, we'll work it out then, I guess. I'm gonna keep going. I'm not going to rip apart yet. Okay. Okay, so I have reached 13 rounds, and remember how I kept trying to put it on this finger? I was making the wrong finger. This is the pinky finger. This is the pinky finger. And it's comfortable, it's not too tight, it fits even with my false nail on. And because I have this amazing ability to pay attention, as you've all noticed, it even says right here, little finger. Duh. So yeah, fits perfect. Fits like a glove. Anyway. There it is, it's done. I'm going to cut and start the next finger, and I love that it fits even with my false nails on. I love that. I hate the fact that I've had to point out that I'm wearing false nails as if none of you could tell, but anyway, it fits. I feel so fancy already. Okay, let's start the next finger. Okay, so for the ring finger, which is the next finger that I'm going to work on, it's the next finger that they tell you to work on. We're going to work it exactly how we did this one, the difference being how many chains, not how many chains, but how many rounds we're going to make and how many double crochet we're going to start off with. So we're going to start off with a chain 4 and make a ring, or I'm going to do a magic circle again. And if you're doing small, this time do 12 rounds, or do 13 or do 14. So it's not necessarily different, is it? The difference is here. Wait. No, it is different, right? You start off with 11, 12, or 13 for small, medium, or large with the pinky, so it is different. See, pay attention, girl. So we're going to start off with 12 or 13 or 14 for small, medium, large, and work just like we did the pinky finger for 14 rounds small, 15 rounds medium or 16 rounds for large, and then tie it off. Cut. Middle finger starting at chain 4, make 13, 14, or 15. So it's going to be one more stitch up for the middle finger, and you work it just like we did the first one, only you're going to bump up the rounds for another one. So let's just keep right on going. Let's start the ring finger. I'm going to make a magic ring. I'm going to put 13 double crochet in it, and then I am going to work a double crochet, chain 1, slip stitch into the first chain, work a double crochet, chain 1, double crochet, chain 1, all the way around. So just like we did for the pinky finger. There we go. I think I'm being a little over explaining again. There we go. Don't you dare. Okay. Get my magic circle started here. I like to chain 2. Whenever I work in the rounds, I always like to have a gap filler. Whether it's a chain 2 or a chain 3, typically find a chain 2 doesn't get in the way and it does the job pretty good. Okay, now I am working 13 double crochet. That's 1. 2 and 3. All right, I will be back whenever I have this finger completely made. There we go. Okay, I've completely finished my ring finger and I tried it on. Bam! What you think about that? I feel so elegant and fancy. I'm actually really digging this. Okay, so I'm going to end this video here, and if you want to work on ahead, if you are trying to follow along, I'll give you the next fingers all the way up to the thumb. So we just did the middle finger. Okay, now here we go, the index finger work exactly as for the ring finger. Well, no. I skipped right over the middle finger, didn't I? Okay, the middle finger you're going to start it the same way. And instead of working either 12 or 13 double crochet, you're going to work 14 double crochet for a total of 17 rounds, 13 double crochet for 16 rounds for the small, 14 and 17 rounds for the medium, 15 double crochet and 18 rounds for the large. I wish they wouldn't use break off whenever we're making things that are for the fingers. It sounds funny to me. You're making your finger work as for the little finger until break off. No, okay, I'll stop. All right. Anyways, the index finger work exactly as for the ring finger. Well, you know what? I think for me, my index finger isn't the same size as my ring finger. It's a little bit bigger. So I might work these two fingers the same double crochet in the ring, but I will work, like, let's see here, the ring finger says to work for 15 rounds for medium. I think for the index finger, I'm going to work 15 rounds, but I'm going to start with 14 double crochet, like the middle finger. I think that these two fingers are the same in thickness. Look at that. Then this one. This one here is a little bit smaller. It's the same length, but these are meatier. So that's just something that I'm choosing to do there. And then for the thumb, there we go. For the thumb, start at the tip, chain 4, okay, just like we did before, and put either 16 double crochet in the ring for small, 17 for medium, 18 for large, and do that for 12 rounds for small, 13 rounds for medium, 14 rounds for large, and break off. It just to me is funny in my mind because we're talking about fingers and fingers can break and it's like, anyways, okay. So that's where I'm going to leave it for now. Yeah. And then I'm going to make all these fingers. I'm going to make enough fingers for both hands. And then whenever you see me in the next video, I will have all 5 fingers made for both hands. Okay? See you then. Bye. Hello, friends. Okay. Second day working on the gloves. I was struck by a horrible tension headache last night, and so I wasn't able to get all 10 fingers done. I have 7 done, so I have all 5 fingers for one hand. And when I got up this morning, I started working on the other hand. I feel really bad because I said the next time you see me, I'll have all 10 fingers done, but you know, such is life. We get headaches sometimes. Headaches that Tylenol is like, I can't beat this one. So anyways, and the thumb is a little bit long, but I think it's supposed to be because it's going to have to be like, you know, sewn on there in a way that I can do that. So there's all of those fingers. Oh, there's that. Coming right along. So I thought I'd jump on here and show you my progress thus far. Let's go ahead and figure out how they want us to at least make this glove. Okay, I'm back. I have played around with how to understand this section a lot. And because I just can't picture what it is they're asking me to do, I'm kind of going to go I'm going to follow this, but with my own twist. But I can tell you, I already sewed these together and it works perfect. There's no funny gaps in between the pictures. The way I'm about to show you how to do it makes it look just like these. Okay, there won't be any weird, like crotchless finger splits or anything like that, which is what was happening when I first started following this. It wasn't making any sense and it wasn't looking very clean and pretty or nothing. But I'm going to use some of their suggestions and just sort of kind of go my own way a little bit too. Okay, so here's how we're going to join the fingers. You want to grab your index finger. Here I have my index, my middle, and my ring finger. We attach the pinky and the thumb a little bit later on down the road. So I'm finding my centermost space on the inside where this is where they're going to join here and here. So the centermost space, I'm going to attach my yarn right there. Of course, my yarn is not ready as it should be because I just see how it's all crinkled. I just got done unraveling all of the work I did, but I needed to do the work so that I could confidently show you how I have figured a way to make it work. Okay, this part I'm following from the pattern. I'm going to attach the fingers with a double crochet. It's just going to be a chain 3 though, because there's no way to make a double crochet without some height, without a builder. So we're going to use a chain 3. That's 1, 2, and 3, and I make them kind of small and tight. Then I grab the next finger, and this is going to be, you know, this part of the finger. You can see it's already pulled up from where I already worked it. So find your most center space, I should say, and join with a slip stitch and then cut. Join with a slip stitch like that. Chain 1 and cut. Okay, we are done with that portion there. That's how it should be looking. Get these little strings out of the way. That's how it should be looking for you. Now we reattach. Again, I'm going to find the centermost space. Come on, you. And I'm going to say it's this one here. And, well, let me get my yarn attached first. I know it's thread. I keep calling it yarn. Okay. Going to chain 1. I include my tail in the chain 1 just to really secure it in before I weave the ends in. There's 2 and 3 chains. And I think this is where I had it attached before because it looks kind of pulled up right there. So that's what I'm going to go with. There's really no wrong way to attach. I mean, just pretty much anywhere. Going to make a slip stitch. Now, I believe they expect you to detach from this point on, which is what I did at first. Okay, come on, you. Doesn't want to slip stitch. Ooh, it really doesn't want to slip stitch. I'm gonna get it. I am going to get it. You will attach. There, see? Okay. So based on what I read, it seemed like they wanted you to attach these with a double crochet. Here we go. Joining a double crochet to a space on following finger and leaving the same amount of spaces free on both sides of joining. Okay, the reason I assume they want you to cut the yarn every time you attach a finger is because the next step following joining the fingers is to attach your thread to the first free space on the inside edge of the index finger. None of that worked out for me. When I first made it, there was a hole big enough for my hook to go all the way through. It looked like crotchless pants, you know? It wasn't pretty at all. So what I have decided to do, instead of detaching, just stay attached. I've already chained 1, chain 2, 3, and 4. And that is going to be your starting double crochet plus chain 1. Now, go ahead and start working your regular pattern, stitch pattern, all the way around. And I'm going to show you how I do that. And I'm going to put a stitch marker. I would recommend you do it too because I lost this stitch the first time I did it. It blended in very well with all the other squares. So I'm just going to attach that there so I know that's my first one because we are going to attach to it. So let me show you how I work the joins. And you'll see I'm still not working with a real tight tension because this is the knuckle area. I want some mobility with my knuckles, with my hands, you know. I will firm up my stitches, my tension, as I move further down the glove. But where things move, I want there to be a little bit of looseness. So I'm still not doubling up on my tension just yet. Did I chain 1? Yes. Oops, let me get in frame. Okay. All right, coming up to the join. And you can see the stitches that you joined to, the spaces I should say, are there and there. I'm actually going to work in those spaces. I ignored them before and it gave me a huge ugly gap. Okay, so I'm going to work my double, there we go, work my double crochet in this space, chain 1, work a double crochet in the same space we joined into. Now do not chain 1 whenever we jump over to the next finger. It doesn't say not to do that. I just wound up working it out this way and it looked so nice. You'll see. So without chaining 1, I'm going to jump into the same space right here that the join is attached to, right here. And I'm going to attach. Just like that. Now I will chain 1 and continue on with my pattern as usual. Here we go. I think after I attach the pinky, I will tighten up my tension a bit. Maybe I'll work one more row after attaching the pinky just so I can have some pinky mobility. Then I'll tighten up my tension. I just want to make sure that my hand can have movement in these gloves, you know? Okay, here I am at these join stitches. Here's a join stitch. Space, I should say, and here's a join space. I'm going to do that whole thing again. So, chain 1, work right into the same space I already joined into. Now, without chaining 1, I'm going to jump over into the join space on this side and work a double crochet. Now I will chain 1 and carry on. Okay, coming around to the back of the hand or front of the hand. I don't know. Let me look. Let me see here. I think I'm coming around to the back of the hand. I think it's going to go that way. Yeah, I'm coming around to the back of the hand now. Oops. I'm really bad about staying in frame. My hands just sort of do their own thing. These little strings are kind of in the way. Kind of in the way. Okay, let's see here. Almost. Second to... Okay. Chain 1, work a double crochet into that join space. So basically there's going to be 3 stitches coming out of this one join space at the end of everything. Now without chaining 1, I'm going to attach to this join space with a double crochet. Not real tight either, you know, loose enough. Then chain 1 and move on, and we are almost done with this whole round. And I'll show you how well it worked out. But you could almost call this modernizing it, maybe? Because, you know, we do read patterns differently. Our generation is growing up reading patterns differently, I think. Different wording. I don't know. I don't even know if that's right. Okay. Here is my joining space. I'm going to work a stitch into that. I'm going to, without chaining 1, 2, third chain up, boom. Now let me lock that in. Okay, there you go. It looks good. Let's see. I'll show you how it looks on. Let's get these fingers on here. And it looks real good. Looks just like the picture. It's just I made it in a way that makes sense to me. You know, it's not that I think I'm putting these on the wrong fingers. There we go. It's not that the pattern is wrong. The pattern is not wrong. It's that, you know, I don't exactly understand what they meant. And I imagine women who have made several gloves for themselves throughout the years understood exactly what they meant. I am not that woman. Uh-oh, look at that. I think my swirls are on top. My swirls sure are on top. Well, oh well. There you go. Look at that. Looks good, doesn't it? It looks uniform. It looks correct when you look at it. See? And when I followed how they said before, these areas here were so big, I can put my whole hook right through, and it just didn't look this uniform. So there you go. Okay, moving right along now. Second round, work in pattern around. So I'm assuming keep doing the open work stitching. Working in pattern around and join. So keep going around and join again at the beginning. Next round, work in pattern around, making spaces over. Oh, wait. Now sew little finger in place. So we'll work one more. Okay, so we're going to work one more full round, then we're going to attach the little finger. And I'm assuming we attach it the exact same way we attach the others, but I'll show you that on camera, you know, my attempt to do that anyway. Then we work in the pattern around, making spaces over the little finger as for other fingers. There should be 52, 56, or 60. Then you work in the pattern for another 5, 6, or 7 more rounds. Okay, let's get going. See here, I have 1, 2, 3, and 4. Moving right along. I will come back whenever I am ready to end this round and join here at the beginning. Okay? I wanted to jump on here really quick. I probably should have mentioned this before I jumped off. I am working in between, you know, that area where we did not chain one. Well, I am working a stitch in that. I am counting that as a space, even though we did not chain one. The reason I did not want to chain one is because I wanted to eliminate the massive gap that area would create. And it did. It's still not a massive gap. But if you want to keep your chain count even, because when I was counting my chains, I was counting those non-chain one stitch. Let me show you what I mean on this side. This area right here, where are you? Yes, this area right here where we do not chain one, but we went ahead and worked a double crochet on this side, then without chaining one, we worked a double crochet on this side. I am counting that as a workable space. So when I counted my stitches all the way around and came up with exactly 43, that did include these non-chain one spaces. So go ahead and work into those, okay? Sorry, I probably should have, I'm really bad at this. I should have totally mentioned that before I jumped off. I'm very sorry. I hope it didn't set you back. You know, I'm kind of coming up with this portion here sort of on the fly because I was not able to follow the instructions as they were written. Again, not because the pattern is bad, just because I just didn't understand it. So I hope that that didn't set you back at all. I'm sorry. I'll meet y'all back around at the beginning. I'm ready to go ahead and attach my yarn, not attach my yarn, to close this round. 1, 2, 3 chains up. There we go. Now I was just sitting here thinking, Am I going to have to cut this so that I can attach the pinky? Because I don't know how else to attach the pinky other than to separate from here, attach like we did before, and then keep on going. I think that's what I'm going to have to do. I feel like I'm working harder, not smarter with this. Like I'm just... But it's working. It looks good. So if the end result is that it looks good, I think it's worth working just a little bit harder than the pattern is probably calling for. Let's see here. It doesn't say, okay, work the pattern around and join. Now sew little finger in place. Okay, I'm just going to do that. I'm just going to separate right here. Might as well make it match. Put the swirl on the outside. The exact opposite of what I was wanting to do. Okay. Looking at it like this, I'll attach right there. Okay. Okay, chain 1, chain 2, and chain 3, and I will attach. There we go. Slip stitch, chain 1. Okay, what do I do from here? Do I just go? I think I'm just gonna go. I'm not gonna cut or nothing. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. And in the very next stitch over, start working my stitches. Now here I am to my join. I'm gonna go ahead, chain 1, and work 1 right into the same space as the join. Now, like I did before, without chaining 1 to avoid making an ugly gap right here. So without chaining 1, I'm going to work a double crochet into the same stitch as the join on this side. There we go, and that will avoid an ugly gap. Okay, I'll come back whenever I am ready to close this round off. Actually, yes, I'll be back whenever I'm ready to do that. Okay, I've reached the end of this round, and I went ahead and I chained 1 and worked a double crochet into the same stitch as my joining stitch. Now without chaining 1, I'm going to close the round off with a slip stitch into the 3rd chain of the starting chain 4. And I'm going to chain 4. There we go. Now it says that we work the pattern around making, okay, we did that part. There should be 52, 56, 60. I have not counted. Work in pattern for 5 more rounds, 6 more rounds, or 7 more rounds for small, medium, or large. So I'm going to do 6 more rounds. This is where I'm going to end the video today. Yes, I'm going to do the rest of these 6 rounds, and then after dinner, I'm going to finish making those other 3 fingers. So I'll get back on here tomorrow, and we will attach the thumb and work our way down. Look at this. We're working our way down to the butterfly. I'm excited to get to that part. Okay, so that is where I'm leaving it today. My homework for the night is 6 more rounds plus 3 more fingers. And I'll see you guys tomorrow, okay? Thanks so much for hanging out with me and for having patience with me on this one. These fingers were a pickle, but we got through them. We sure did. Look at that. It's really looking good. It's really looking good. I love it. Okay, guys, I'll see you guys tomorrow.